Bienvenido a Jarama. This is the last round of the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. Are you ready for some action? Will the intense battle in the Chrome division see Stefan Faas or Mark Taylor in the second spot?
You know, I'm not the type of person who is counting points. Never have been. For me, it's like this. I want to make sure that we really make a difference out here. Of course, also with the setup, that we found it right in the free practice, and then we give it our all, and we will see what the outcome is at the end of the day.
Who's going to secure the third place of the championship? Can Sascha Lenz hold off the local hero Antonio Albacete?
I cannot be safe. I have to go for it, you know. I have to go for it and try to make my best, try to be in front of Sascha, and hope that we can make a good result.
All eyes are on the final grid position. Stay tuned. Helmet off, but the heat is on, and you're starting here from the front row. What are you hoping right now for?
Yeah, you know, we have a really good, or my guys make a really good job. The truck is completely ready for now. Yeah, we have a good qualifying. I drive a good lap. So, but now it's race. You know, it's completely different story. I hope we have a good start and we have no damage, a flat tire on the back. So, yeah, and I hope we have on the end from the race a good result.
Yeah, it's a shame that Sascha is in front of me. You know, just for a few tenths. Yeah, I will try to make pressure in him, you know, and see if we can get the second position. But it's going to be difficult because also I have to look for Jochen. He's also fast, so we will see. But yeah, I'm happy to race here at home. You know, it's a lot of people, a lot of fans, so I'm happy.
The final race weekend of the 2024 season started with Norbert Kisch and Sascha Lenz on the front row, with Antonio Albacete and Jochen Hahn behind. Louis Requenco's great qualifying was wasted, unfortunately, at turn 1, being barged off the outside of the circuit and having to make up positions from the get-go. Mark Taylor was importantly ahead of Stefan Faas for the Chrome Championship as the two battled it out for position 2 in the overall standings, and Craig Reed tried to battle his way through from the back of the pack to gain spots, once again joining the series for an experience of a weekend in the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. Norbert Kisch opened up his customary early lead ahead of Sascha Lenz, who was wanting to stay ahead of Antonio Albacete for the overall points. Jochen Hahn wasn't under pressure to be ahead of either of them, so he was taking it a little bit easy in the opening stages to wait and see what came his way later on. Sascha was having to defend in the opening couple of laps, and it looked like Antonio was very eager to get through and take some points away from the German, but Sascha put his truck in the right place at the right time and stayed in front. Mark Taylor was also doing the same, with Stefan Faas behind him. The two of them had just Titan drivers ahead and Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, so he again wasn't putting any pressure on himself to catch up with the trucks ahead. He was just focusing on his mirrors behind. Mark had an awful weekend at Jarama in 2023, so was doing his best to make sure it wasn't a repeat here at the end of the season in 2024. Soon enough, Sascha Lenz had opened up a bit of a gap over Antonio Albacete, and he was then under pressure from Jochen Hahn. Jochen was doing everything that he could to try and get by, but by the end of the race, still hadn't made it through. A great defensive drive from Antonio Albacete. Sascha Lenz was away in second place and looking very confident to take that position right to the flag, now not under any pressure at all. Further down the order, Louis Requenco's race hadn't improved, unfortunately, after the first couple of corners. He was behind Clemens Hecker and unable to make any ground and move forward. Steffi Halm was also having a lonely race in 6th position, behind the other Titan drivers and Jose Eduardo Rodriguez. But at the very front, Norbert Kisch once again won, which meant that he won every single race one of the season in 2024. Sascha Lenz got his best result of the season, and Antonio Albacete completed the podium. He started the weekend well on home soil, but lost points importantly to Sascha Lenz in the championship.
How maybe disappointed are you with losing points?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we have. He was quite good on the race. He had a good sprint. I was able to keep in the first laps, but then, I have a little bit of problems with the tires. They were a little bit overheating probably, and I start to lose the pace. And then I have to control Jochen. Jochen was trying to make me make any mistake, so it was a little bit difficult. I have to watch a lot in the mirrors, but at least it was okay. Third place is good for the team.
Another race 1 triumph for Norbert Kish meant that he started the weekend in perfect fashion, with Sascha Lenz's best result of the season giving him some decent points over Antonio Albacete in third. Jochen Hahn didn't feature on the podium for one of the first times this season in race 1, while Jose Eduardo Rodriguez took yet another victory in the Chrome class.
The time for the reverse grid, and yes, I'm sitting in a truck, but we are not competing directly, but we are here with our beloved partner Joost, and of course a leader in commercial vehicle systems and key partner to this series, and we're glad to show you some innovation, and it's the Joost KKS automatic coupling system. And gladly, I'm not alone here. I'm here with Eckert. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Hello, I'm driver von Joost from Neu-Isenburg in Germany, and I show you our coupling system. I'm coupling without going out the truck, all push button system. The beginning is like normal with a normal system. I drive under the trailer, but you see, I can see where is the kingpin perfectly. That's the best point to stop and lift up the truck, and when the contact between trailer and fifth wheel, the system switches on. No hard job for me, for drivers. The connecting with the electric and the pneumatic for the brake is complete finished. Normally I go out and release the parking brake, make the safety check, and when I'm back, the landing gear is up, and after 1 minute now I say yes, I made the check and we are ready to go.
We are ready to race. Please do not unlock, but the cameras are also on and everything is prepped right now.
Race 2 with the reverse grid element saw Mark Taylor and Steffi Halm taking up the front row. Steffi made a fantastic start to take the lead around the outside of turn 1, while Mark very quickly turned his attention to his rearview mirrors. It was the same for Sascha Lenz in the middle of the pack as well, with a lot of argy-bargy going on in the arena section, so many trucks trying to cram themselves into just one space on the first lap. In the early stages, Mark Taylor had to start defending from André Kurzim, Jochen Hahn, Jose Eduardo Rodriguez and Norbert Kish all queuing up behind. Norby and Jochen had both made decent places in the opening laps to try and get as far ahead as they possibly could from the likes of Antonio Albacete and Sascha Lenz, who were also trying their best to make their way through. Soon enough, it was Jochen Hahn and André Kurzim battling just in front of Norbert Kish, but Norby found a brilliant opportunity to make it 3 wide down into the first corner to try and get 2 for the price of 1. He made it to the inside line at turn 1, with Kurzim being pushed out wide, and that left the 2 6-time champions door to door as they exited towards Varzy. Norby managed to make it work though, battling fiercely with Jochen Hahn to really give the crowd a fantastic piece of action. Albacete suddenly appeared in the pits halfway through the race with damage to the left rear of the truck. An incident with Jose Eduardo Rodriguez had occurred in the arena section just off camera, but it would result in a 2-place grid penalty for the former. Jose Eduardo Rodriguez also out of the race with damage to the rear end. André Kurzim was enjoying a bit of breathing space in the middle of the field, while Norbert Kisch had no such thing. He was right up behind Mark Taylor for second position, with Jochen Hahn bearing down on him every single lap. Mark was defending brilliantly though, giving the crowd a fantastic show to hold on to his second place. Steffi Halm was leading the way, but Mark was showing everybody what he could do, and at one point Norbert was even alongside completely, but Mark defended into the arena section just as he would have wanted to, putting the truck right in the middle of the road, with the six-time champion having nowhere to go. Definitely one of the highlights of Mark's season, holding off two drivers with 12 titles between them in one of the final races of the year. At the very front of the field though, it was no news is good news for Steffi Halm as she streaked away to her second victory of 2024. She'd started the weekend under the weather, but it was potentially the best possible remedy, taking a win in race 2.
So many people cheering, and absolutely deserved. Congratulations, Steffi. What was the main aspect for you winning this race? Congrats.
Yeah, it was perfect. You know, I'm a little bit sick, so the first race was very tough for me. It feels like a longer distance. So, yeah, what can you do? You start from the first row, and for sure we wanted to push, and we were clear that both of us want to make the first corner, and we did it. For sure in the beginning some trouble, but I was able to overtake Mark, and then also was possible to make a gap because he had to defend and fight, so he was a little bit slower, and then it was not a chilling but an easier race for me than the first race.
Steffi's second triumph of the season gave her a little bit of breathing room over the likes of André Kurzim and Jose Eduardo Rodriguez in the championship. Mark Taylor's best result of the season in second place was certainly one of the highlights, with Norbert Kisch joining them on the podium once again.
It's the last weekend of this season and race number 3 of 4 at this weekend. We are so happy to be here back for the great finale at Jarama and ready to race. And also we like to present to you some trainees here. We got new audience members because Iveco, they're absolutely having a nice idea for their trainees, and Sascha Breitscheitel is here to explain us why are you among these great people here.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, we are here because we decided to bring our best trainees or apprentices, as we say in Germany, and Austria and Switzerland. And we do this every year, so it's the second time now. We are really happy to have this opportunity, because for the young guys this shows opportunities as well, what they can achieve. They are basically all trainees for track mechanics, and normally they repair broken trucks, and here they see really high-end trucks, I would say. So it's really good. I hope it's really good,
yes,
and I hope we will hear that from her. So for us, it's really to celebrate the success of the apprentices, as they are the best. And what better than to celebrate at the finale? Correct?
Absolutely.
Hey. Yeah, it's really nice to be here. So it's a new experience. Some of us, they're the first time at a race, so yeah, it's really great to have that experience and the atmosphere and everything. Yeah.
Now they are moving just around.
As the drivers and teams returned to Jarama for the final day of action in 2024, there were less sunny conditions for everybody to enjoy, but it was Norbert Kisch and Jochen Hahn that were going head-to-head down to Turn 1 from the front row of the grid for the final time in this season. Sascha Lenz was alongside Steffi Halm on row 2, but the front row drivers made contact into Turn 1. Norbert Kisch holding firm and remaining down the inside, while Sascha tried to make hay while the sun didn't quite shine. Everybody behaved themselves through the arena section this time round after a bit of shenanigans on Saturday. and the fans were still loving all of it as they exited and went back up the hill. The field spread out slightly in the opening laps, and it was Jose Eduardo Rodriguez that was in the thick of the top 5. He was leading Andrei Kurzim in the early stages, but Kurzim soon got ahead. Behind him was then Mark Taylor and Antonio Albacete. Antonio seemingly playing the game slightly to get a reverse grid pole later in the day to give his Spanish fans something to shout about, but what they were shouting about during the race was Stefan Fast trying to gain places. If it finished as it was, Mark Taylor would claim second in the Chrome Championship, so Stefan had to get past Requenco, and he did so after a mistake from the Spaniard. This meant that Louis was then open to attack from Bradley Smith, who'd been really impressive throughout the final weekend of the year. John Newell and Clemens Hecker were waiting in the wings though to try and pick up any pieces if it should all fall apart. Bradley's improved performance came as a result of diagnosing issues with the truck that had plagued them all season long, so it was great to finally see him at full chat, performing as we knew he could. Norbert Kish streaked away at the front of the field once again, with Jochen Hahn chasing him down. Sascha Lenz, running in third position, was a lot more at ease on Sunday compared to how he was on Saturday. Steffi Halm remained in fourth position, with Andrei Kurzim completing the top 5. Jose Eduardo Rodriguez was once again leading the Chrome class and was looking very, very good to extend that incredible championship lead even further. Norbert Kish came round the final corner to win race 3, meaning that he'd won every race 1 and 3 of each weekend in 2024. An incredible achievement once again. Jochen Hahn finished second with Sascha Lenz in third place, and Mark Taylor's 7th place overall gave him second place guaranteed in the Chrome class. Albacete would be on reverse grid pole, but it was Norbert Kish who celebrated deservingly. Another absolutely dominating campaign was almost complete. The aforementioned at-ease Sascha Lenz ensured his third place in the championship was safe as well, and gave his own congrats to the 6-time champion Norbert Kish.
It was really nice, yesterday we have 31 points in the front from Antonio, so yesterday was clear after the second race. So, and for today was all easier, the qualifying, the Super Pole, and now the race was really nice, I have a big gap on the back, but I make a good step in the front, I can closer to Jochen, so I'm happy.
Win number 19 for Norbert Kish would be the final one of his 2024 campaign, but as mentioned, another dominating performance by the Hungarian, with Jochen Hahn and Sascha Lenz joining him on the podium. Steffi Halm finished in fourth ahead of Andrei Kurzim and Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, while Mark Taylor once again did a great job and secured second place in the Chrome Championship standings.
Had an epic battle for the Chrome category, and finally Mark Taylor got through, but Stefan Fasi fought until the last corners, and we thought maybe he could catch Antonio Albacete, but he was too much up in front, wasn't he?
Ja, der Antonio war ein Stück weit weg, zu weit weg, also wäre ich nicht mehr hingekommen. Aber der Luis, der hat mich ganz schön aufgehalten und ich wollte unbedingt vorbei, aber ich habe gewartet, bis er einen Fehler macht, und er hat Gott sei Dank einen Fehler gemacht und ich konnte durch, ja.
So Mark, congratulations then. You're the winner not only in this particular battle, but also you enjoyed the time together on the podium. What does that achievement mean to your team right now?
The achievement means all to the team. It shows how far we've come this year. It's the second season and we're a team we've worked so hard to push forward.
The final race is on. What are you expecting?
Yeah, now it's the time to enjoy. Everybody, it's done in the championship. Now it's the time to enjoy, to play a little bit, to make something after the race for the spectators, for the visitors, and now we enjoy it. I think everybody will enjoy it.
For the very final race of 2024, it was Antonio Albacete on the front row with Mark Taylor alongside him, Mark's second front row start in 2 days. Behind him, down into turn 1 though, it was all getting very friendly as Sacha Lenz tried to go around the outside of Andre Curzim and Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, Sacha ending up off the circuit and having to regain positions from the back of the pack. As the whole field managed to squeeze its way through the arena section, it was then going to be Bradley Smith that ended up going off the circuit. He ran wide through the left-hander off onto the gravel after a little bit of contact with John Newell, and then everybody else tried to get their way through Farina cleanly. Next up though, as Sacha Lenz tried to recapture the pack, it was Simon Faulkner sideways and having a moment, luckily saving it and not making contact with Luke Garrett. Mark Taylor had Jose Eduardo Rodriguez right behind him, with Steffi Halm wanting another podium from her weekend. And then behind them it was Norbert Kish right up behind Jochen Hahn as they once again moved forward together through the pack. Mark Taylor and Jose Eduardo Rodriguez in second and third could do little to catch up with Antonio Albacete, so soon they might have to think about defending behind them, because Steffi Halm, Jochen Hahn and Norbert Kish were all bearing down on them. Andre Curzim wasn't quite in the picture, and Stefan Faas was trying to enjoy his final race of the season, but just didn't seem to have the pace that he'd had on Saturday. Sacha Lenz tried his first move of his comeback around the outside of Louis Requenco, but Louis defended really well, once again putting the truck in the middle of the road and not giving Sacha any options. He was having to try everything to try and get through past the Iveco. Eventually Sacha would get by on the way down to the Bugatti S's, Louis just relinquishing the position in the end after a really hard fought scrap. It was Iveco on Iveco as teammates Stephanie Halm and Jochen Hahn battled for fourth position into the arena, each of them wanting to get past Jose Eduardo Rodriguez but not quite able to catch up. Norbert Kish was just playing it safe behind. Sacha Lenz's next target was Stefan Faas, but he wouldn't be able to get through before the end of the race, while at the very front, Albacete broke free to win on home soil, delighting the fans here in Spain. Mark Taylor took his second place in 2 days ahead of Jose Eduardo Rodriguez. Steffi Halm, Jochen Hahn and Norbert Kish completed the top 6. That was when the celebrations began with amazing donuts and burnouts in the arena section, definitely one of the most entertaining highlights of the 2024 season, and a real feel-good atmosphere around the paddock. Antonio Albacete soon celebrated with his team and fans before he headed back down pit lane to speak to Christina.
Those donuts were absolutely amazing, but also the race, you made it, Antonio. How much of a relief it is?
Yeah, very good. I mean, I'm very proud, to win the last race in my home circuit. I think everybody's very happy. The team is very happy because we also, as I said before, we have very, very bad luck in the second races. So starting from the pole, it was a little bit easier, But I have to take the first laps quite fast because I didn't know what happened. Maybe Jochen or Norby can come, and we have not a very good pace in the race, I was not very, very happy with the track. I have a little bit of problems with the rear end. So I said, okay, I have to push now with the cool tires because if not, then it's going to be difficult. But at least I think we have a good dream for the race, so it was difficult for them to pass. So it was quite good. I'm very happy.
The final race win of the year goes to Antonio Albacete in front of his adoring home crowd, with Mark Taylor and Jose Eduardo Rodriguez representing the Chrome class well within the top 3. It was all smiles as a very popular result drew the racing action to a close in 2024. Norbert Kish completes 2024 with just under 400 points, almost 100 ahead of anybody else. Jochen Hahn takes second place again, with Sacha Lenz repeating his 2023 third position. Albacete was fourth ahead of Stephanie Halm and Andre Curzim, who completes his final season with Don't Touch Racing in sixth place. Lucas Hahn and Stefan Faas also secured top 10 spots. Jose Eduardo Rodriguez wins the Chrome Championship ahead of Mark Taylor and Stefan Faas, who took the fight right down to the wire. The Chrome class have been supremely entertaining all year, and we look forward to more from them in 2025. The celebrations went on long into the night at Jarama as the sun set on a brilliant 2024 season, and we hope you'll all join us again for more of the same next year.